guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah, and here on my channel I post physiotherapy, lifestyle and travel related content. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe, turn that notification bell to all so you never miss a video. Today I want to talk about continual professional development, for short CPD. So the reason I want to talk about CPD is because right now I keep talking about when I'm going to finish uni, but I finish uni in 6 months. And so right now the focus is on thinking about when am I going to apply for jobs, obviously dissertation, my next 2 placements, blah blah blah. But in the mix of all that, I have to think about CPD, because for placements you get all these reflections that you write, you got these case studies that you do, you got this feedback that you receive, and that's all evidence that can go into your continual professional development, because I can guarantee where I was at my first placement is not where I am now, about to go into my 5th placement. And by having that evidence, I'm showing growth in one little portfolio, but we'll get onto that. But my main reason is that I'm thinking about this lately is because obviously I'm looking into applying to jobs soon. And most jobs, pretty much every job, wants you to have a portfolio already current, like moving on. And some people think as a student, oh, I don't have anything to put in my portfolio. As I've just shared, like there's so much you can put in your portfolio, whether it be feedback on assignment, feedback from an educator, your case study you did on placement, reflections you wrote about placement, a course that's external to your university that you attended, or a webinar that you watched online. Like the other day I watched a webinar by James Armstrong on what's called the NHS, like going to band 5 as a student, like moving from student to band 5, that application process, the interview process. Like I can put that in my CPD folder because it's an area of growth. I was seeking like knowledge to help me grow, and as healthcare professionals, I'm pretty sure in other professional roles as well, when you graduate, your learning isn't done. Like, even though I would like to think so, like I'm tired of learning on the university level, but there's always going to be more learning continuously throughout my journey, like until I retire. There's always going to be new research out there that I have to keep up to date with. There's always going to be new policies. There's always going to be something. And even if it's like attending courses such as manual handling, that's CPD. So we always have to develop so we stay up to date and we provide the best service of care. But I have just rambled on. Anyway, so one thing I kind of want to touch upon is that, like, yep, as I was saying, it's never too early to start your CPD folder, and it's something that you should really consider doing soon. There's various different ways of like having your folder, organizing your folder. Some people use frameworks, some people don't use frameworks. I personally use a framework. I use the KSF framework, so knowledge and skills framework, which has 5 domains, and I break down my CPD evidence into those 5 domains. I find it works for me. It's less clutter on my laptop because I do mine digitally, whereas I know people who print out their evidence and have it in a physical folder, which for me just doesn't work, but it could work for you, so that's something to consider. Because like when you go to jobs, so like job interviews, it's usually advised to bring along your CPD portfolio, stuff that are relevant. Obviously for me, mine will be digital, so I just bring it all in essence, but if you've got like a physical version, just bring the things that are relevant to the job that you're applying to. So that's that. On that front, not gonna lie to you, CPD can sometimes be time consuming. I know some people, like sometimes I'm very bad at writing reflections. Like sometimes I'll be like, I've got to write a reflection for this thing I attended and I'm going to write one soon. And then it backlogs and backlogs. But my biggest bit of advice is try and do them as soon as possible. And I'm here preaching to you now as if I've written a reflection on that talk that I attended at the start of this week, which I have not, and I will do that after I film this video. But what kind of triggered this video is that, like, next week I'm doing a lot of CPD. Like next week, Monday, for example, I'm watching a talk on, I believe it's something neuro-based, like neuro assessments. And then I'm doing a talk with Future Frontline. I'll probably do a reel on that day, but I'm doing a talk about that with them for that. And then on the Thursday, I've got another CPD thing where I'm watching a webinar. So there's so many different ways that you can fulfill the criteria of hitting CPD. And if you go to the HCPC website, I can link that below down in the description of the video so you can go there. They show you so many different forms of evidence, whether that be like a peer review, that's something, like that's some evidence to show how you conducted yourself, or whether it be a thank you like message from a patient or your educator. It's just something to put in there. And I just feel like in uni we did think about CPD in my first year, we did. I mean, I don't know about other people in my course, I just feel like I wasn't really encouraged enough to start a CPD portfolio. Maybe I just read it wrong, but I mean, I started one anyway because I was like, just in case. But right now, in my last year, like we're currently looking a lot at CPD, building that portfolio for this assignment we've got to do, and thinking about that next step after uni. And I think sometimes when we're a student, we're like, oh, I'm a student, that's a later me problem. That's a future me problem. This is a future this person problem. And I just feel like it's something that we should think about from really early on. Maybe other universities are different and the way things are structured, and it's more of a encouraged, like, let's go. And maybe it's just because I'm a master's student that it's kind of like, you know, expected, take your initiative, do your thing. Like, I'm not going to spoon feed you, which I completely understand. But yeah, that's kind of like what I had to say about that. If you don't really understand much about CPD, obviously go to those links that I've sent to you below. It's probably best not to ask me personally a lot about CPD, because like I said, I'm just going to send you the links, because I am not claiming to be an expert. I am nowhere near an expert, and I am sure that my CPD portfolio can be improved massively. If you have any concerns considering your CPD portfolio and you're at uni, I'd say definitely send it to your personal tutor, or like go and show them. If you can't send it to them, like show it to them, be like, would you structure yours like that? Because it opens discussions, and you probably see that they probably do theirs slightly differently to how you structured yours, and you could learn a thing or two. But I'll wrap the video up there rather than boring you and going on about CPD, and I'll catch you guys in the next video and see you soon. I hope you have a great week. Bye guys.